I'll see you guys going for the Derrick Blake show.
Blake come out hot. Just what were you feeling out there? What were you seeing out there to get you going from three?
Just space. I mean, honestly, when a team leaves you open like that, you just got to try to make them pay. And shooting open shots all night. So it was nice to see some go through.
Did you actually take a heat check in there?
Second half, I definitely took a heat check. As I missed it, I was like, I probably shouldn't have done that.
I saw your reaction. When's the last time you got to take a heat check?
Last year.
Against us.
Yeah.
Against us
In the
last
playoffs.
year.
Blake, James Harden was just talking about how you got, like, they just kind of left you open, and like they were just lazy on the defensive end. Do you feel like maybe a little disrespect to just kind of leave you open like that? As a guy can shoot 3-pointers like that?
I don't really take it as disrespect. It hurt them. That was their game plan. Obviously, Doc makes that game plan. They didn't adjust, which has been sort of a thing. No disrespect, though.
We've talked to Derrick about blocking shots, so I want to ask you, Blake, about the reaction, because I know you're going to be humble about it. So what do you see? What's the reaction from you guys when you see he had 2-1 out of the blue from the corner, and then the chase down?
I mean, he's like one of our best rim protectors. And that's not even like, I don't even think that's a stretch to say that. Obviously, we have Rob, and Rob does a great job out block shots. We have a lot of guys that can block shots, but I mean, I don't know what his numbers are, but when he doesn't get it, you almost are kind of surprised, which is like says a lot about what he does out there. The chase down tonight was absolutely huge.
Yeah, Derrick, that chase down there, it was a 5-point swing. That's you could have gone down 5. All of a sudden, you're up 10 after Sam hits that 3. I mean, what can you say about that? Like, what were you seeing? What was going through your head as you saw that play unfolding?
It was my turnover to start it all off, so Blake was wide open, and I just made a lazy pass, and so I was just trying to get it back and just go up there and make a play, and I was able to get it. So, and then Sam obviously hit that big 3 in the corner, and it was a good momentum swing for us. So, kind of started my turnover, but we got to find a way to get back and get it back.
Blake, obviously you guys are plenty familiar with Joel right here. Mm-hmm. A lot of doubles tonight. He splits one early, but you guys hold him to 14 the rest of the way after he scores 14 in the first. Anything change there, or what was the general plan with him in terms of the timing and direction of those doubles?
You just obviously got to give a guy like that attention. I thought Grant did a great job of just like, a guy like that, you're not going to stop him, but like you do your work early and try to make him catch it a step or two further than where he wants, and you give him attention, like I said. So it was definitely a team effort, but I thought Grant, like just his physicality, was like a real reason. It sets up our defense to be a little bit more successful.
You guys obviously both been around for a while. Is it obviously the Sixers are full strength? You guys are missing a ton of guys. These are a team you could easily play in the playoffs. Like, does a game like this, can it matter later on? Like, is there whatever you mean in the playoffs? Is this getting a team's head at all? Like, can it have any lasting impact?
Once the playoffs start, I feel like regular season doesn't really matter. But they were playing well, and we always take pride in having a deep team. So whether we are missing guys or guys are healthy, we know people like Blake's going to step up. Sam stepped up. Peyton only played 5 minutes, but he had some big minutes for us there at the end, getting those stops when we need them. So just understanding that we have a deep team, and it doesn't matter who's in or who's out. And we trust 1 through, we got 14, 15 guys.
Malcolm was talking in the locker room. He said at trade deadline time, guys hear what's being said, guys pay attention. He thought some of you guys are motivated. There's reports, the Celtics need a third big, Celtics need a wing. Blake, does that stuff motivate you at all? Like, did you feel like Sam obviously is a guy who like could be impacted by something like that? Like, was there something to prove, I guess, at all in this game before the deadline?
I've been through the trade deadline enough times now to know that some stuff's out of your control. I mean, I'm sure for certain guys it's in the back of their mind, but I thought we were very professional we've been very professional this whole year, and it hasn't stopped just because the trade deadline's been close. I know what you're saying, but at the end of the day, we're here to play, and the front office makes the decisions to give us the best opportunity to win a championship, and whatever they decide, they decide.
Blake, Derrick, congrats on the win. Just on a different note, I was wondering, as two guys who have been in the league for a while now, just what was your reaction to seeing LeBron getting the scoring record last night?
I mean, obviously, incredibly impressive. His longevity it's mind blowing, and for him to do it the way he's done it with so many expectations on him since he was, I think I first heard about him when he was maybe 15, 16 years old. Pre-social media heard about him, so what type of expectations you have when that's the case. And he's risen to the occasion every time, and he's exceeded people's expectations. That's unbelievably impressive. So happy for him, and it's a good look for the NBA to have a guy leading the way like that.
Blake, Jason called this the ultimate team win. Malcolm said that, this is the depth performance here is just another example of this is one of the best teams he's played on. As someone who's been the man on the team and then also tonight, stepping up, it's just a performance of the deep depth on this team. How do you describe, your role with the Celtics and how it's evolved and where that is standing and when you look at your career as a whole?
My role, I think just sort of be ready, fill in gaps. Maybe just like a utility guy. Sometimes I go in there and it's just energy, but that's like our whole team. I think our whole team, the thing I noticed right from the beginning when I got here, and I've said this before, is the professionalism. Everybody has a great time, and I think guys genuinely like each other, and guys are genuinely happy for each other. Like there's nobody that, you look at our bench when certain guys go in. Peyton has a huge game in Toronto. Everybody's going crazy. Luke has a big dunk. Everybody goes crazy. Sam, you can go on down the line and see when guys have had success, everybody's happy for each other. And that sort of brings about a culture that, when it's your time to step up, you step up and people are going to support you. As far as my role, over the years, I think it's just about being, self-aware, like knowing where you're at in your career. I've seen guys not be in the league anymore, and they probably should be because they don't want to accept a certain role. So if you want to still play and you want to be a part of a team like this, then you have to accept a role and have to understand where you're at and who you are as a player.
And this question's for both of you. Joe said that being locked into the details instills confidence. Does doing so impact the energy you play with and doing the right things at both ends of the court?
I feel like we play hard pretty much every game. Obviously there's some games that obviously energy was lacking, but we pretty much play hard every game. It's just those little details, the turnovers, the rebounding, whatever it might be that game. That's the difference between winning and losing in this league. Every team got really good players, and if you don't focus on those little things, it's gonna cost you. So that's just things that we were working on and trying to improve on day in and day out.
Sorry, I completely forgot the question. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I agree with Derrick. Wholeheartedly.
Great answer. Blake, I know you're close with Peyton. Peyton's been vocal. He wants to try to find a bigger opportunity for his career. How do you feel like he's handled this whole process heading into the trade deadline, and what do you feel like Peyton can show when he gets a bigger opportunity?
I think he's handled it well. He's his third year, and it's not easy. No matter who you are, when you get traded, it can feel. Trade deadline can make you feel a certain type of way. It's not a very normal thing to experience in life. So he's such a great player, and he's so competitive, and all these guys on our team. But we've seen what he can contribute to a team. I mean, he's instant offense when he comes in. Defensively, he does a great job. I mean, he came in the fourth quarter and picked up full court. He came up with a huge offensive rebound. I mean, a defensive rebound down the stretch. So I think as players, we really appreciate how hard he plays, how hard he works, and how good he is. I don't know if the rest of the world knows how good he is, but we believe in him. So we want him to be happy, and we want. I think I speak for all of us when we say we want him to be here because he's big for our team. But we'll see. It's kind of out of everybody's control. Thanks, guys.